Hi and welcome to the Art of Tarot. My name is Stephanie and this is a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Mars for 2021. This is a birthday season reading for Pisces, so it's most valid probably for Pisces Sun, but also Ascendant, Moon and Venus and Mars and maybe even Jupiter can resonate with you. Also, all these birth year readings are sort of collective readings where we look deeper into karmic topics and into the upcoming year, so you can really use this for yourself as well. Also work with the moon cycles. If you work with the moon cycles, you can use this reading for the Pisces new moon that is happening on March 13th. So yes, you know, with all my readings, if it resonates for you, then it is for you. If there is messages for you that can be helpful, then please take them and work with them. If it doesn't, then just leave behind what does not work for you. I'm trying to really help you unfold deeper truths within yourself, and on a collective level, we're just gonna explore deeper levels of consciousness here together. So let's get started. The cards are out because I did this already in German. I also have a German channel. You find that in the description box below. I will, in the second part of the reading, also pull a love situation spread, so I will go into you and the other person type of situation. If you're single, then it can be a part of yourself that you might be in conflict with, or it is an energy that you're drawing in. Of course, past energies coming up, people are coming up. So let's look at the cards for you. We have different types of things going on in March especially, but as I said, this is a reading that you can watch through the whole year. But we're kicking off Pisces season with a lot of actually nice aspects in March. There's a lot of sextiles here. Sun is obviously in Pisces, then Venus is in Pisces, also sextiling a couple of planets. So there is a lot of harmonious, positive energy coming in. We have only one square on the 24th that is a little difficult. The squares are always a little difficult, but then we also have a full moon in Libra, so love is highlighted, relationships are highlighted. Maybe there is some things coming to the surface that you are not aware of that happens, and can happen with the full moon as well. And there's a new moon in your sign where you can really start a new emotional cycle, which is a big chance to really invite in new things for yourself, how you want to really deal with your inner life, with your emotions, with the way you internally process feelings, emotions, situations. So let's look at the cards. We have a couple of interesting things going on here. You are right now, I think, in a really good place to really go start or continue the work you're doing. You've been working, I think, hard here to arrive at the place with the Eight of Pentacles coming from the past here. That talks about focus, about really putting the work in, about establishing discipline, maybe new routines, and really understanding where to put the focus into, understanding how to focus yourself, how to also get results. With the coins or with the pentacles, we're always talking about results and very real things that we accomplished or established for ourselves. And therefore, of course, we also establish a better sense of self-esteem and a better sense of self-worth. And speaking of self-worth, I think there has been a lot of progress here. Once you go from the Eight of Pentacles into the Queen of Pentacles, then you've definitely done something right. So with the Queen of Pentacles, we have an energy that is very, very stable, very grounded, understands how to nurture herself, how to nurture others. First of all, nurture herself, therefore has the resources also to give away, but she's careful with giving away her resources. She's not just giving to anybody. She understands how to also hold on to her worth and not just freely give it away. She's in touch with nature, with the cycles of nature, with her body, with how she nurtures herself, how she eats, how she treats her body. She's also my wellness card, and beauty card, so she really takes care of her beauty inside out, which is not an obsessive way of having to look a certain way, but a very, very natural and healthy way of looking at yourself and really treating yourself well and giving yourself and your body what it needs. So beautiful. I love this. This is a really accomplished moment for you, where you feel like, yes, I feel grounded, I feel stable, and I can step into this new year with this sense of security within myself, which would be ideal. With the Fool card, you are trying to step into a new cycle, I think, and you are already contemplating on a more mental level. This is the higher consciousness placement here. So there is, especially in your head and when it comes to ideas, a need for you to open up. I think with the Fool, we can really play with our fantasy. We can really invite in new ideas. We're open. We are very our imagination runs high. We're letting and inviting in ideas that are making us feel free. So the Fool really wants to feel free, wants to feel like not tied down. And there might be a little bit of a contradictory feeling here, and we'll look at that, because with the Queen of Pentacles, you're very grounded, very like in the now. With the Fool, you are more in the ether, you know, in the what ifs, or in the everything is possible. That's even better. Everything is possible, because it's not a fearful card. It's quite the opposite. It's quite a fearless feeling with the Fool here. And the Fool really opens up his mind and his imagination, highly creative when it comes to the mind. So contemplating about possibilities, really inviting in something new, a new cycle. I do think, though, that you're looking very much to the past here and to knowledge from the past with the Fool, that you bring into this new cycle. So still you're trying to get inspiration from the past situations, the past developments. Be careful, though, that you're not stuck too much in the past, I see. It seems like, though, still with this whole action going on in Aquarius that we have going on astrologically speaking, that it is also important not to dismiss the past as, you know, just I want to leave something behind and move on and cut it off. This is not going to work for any of us these days. So yes, getting inspiration from past events, not necessarily a bad idea, just an awareness of not moving therefore into the past, still going forward into something new. I think this is the point where there is difficulty here with the King of Wands that is kind of blocking the situation of the Queen of Pentacles, because there might be a lack of fire forward, passion forward, of motivation, where there's a feeling of not being able to just get up and do the thing, or there is not a certainty of what exactly to do. The King of Wands knows exactly what to do, and he just does it. And he has a plan, and he executes the plan, and he has the motivation, and he moves forward, and he takes his faith in his own hands, so to say. So there might be a certain resistance to just getting up and doing something, getting up and doing things. And I think it's connected here with the subconscious to the Six of Swords in reverse. The Six of Swords in reverse is definitely a card that can talk about still being bound in the past, in old ideas when it's in reverse. So there can be resistance to opening up to a new path, to a more unknown path. And I would say that's really what it is. It's having difficulty, I think, to imagine, even though the Fool is really imaginative here in your higher consciousness. But as I said, there's a lot of concentration on the past here. And maybe there is also a resistance of actually imagining something completely different, something completely new, because it seems so out of the ordinary or out of the possible right now, and out of a sense of stability and security. And maybe when we've worked so hard to come to a place of security and sense of security, we kind of don't want to mess with that. And that's understandable, for sure. I can relate to that as well. So the advice here, in a sense, is, even though there is, on a deeper level, a resistance to opening up to something completely new, there is still some sort of holding on to the past. At the same time, there is stability in that. And with the Knight of Pentacles, there is an indication that now it's okay to not rush into anything, but to do the work, to continue doing the work and do the things one step at a time. And not focus so much on quick results, but on the long path, on the long run. So the Knight of Pentacles basically combines the King of Wands here and the Queen of Pentacles. So it's a kind of a mix of those energies, because the Knight also is fire energy and earth here, and this is earth and water. So we still have the sensitive insight of the Queen. Moving forward, we have the King of Wands here, that maybe can go forward a little more cautious with the Knight of Pentacles and doesn't have to rush into anything. So that might help you not feel overwhelmed with the new. So therefore, I see you really walking into a Page of Cups moment, which is beautiful because that's you on one hand. So Page of Cups, that's a water card, and then that can definitely represent you, Pisces. And there is a possibility with the Page of Cups to really open yourself up to learning, to growing emotionally, and to also growing up emotionally, to go into a new cycle. There is not necessarily cycle, into a new situation that is very real, because with the Page there comes the earth element in again. So the Pages are really about very actual change. So in the next couple of months you will feel that you feel different about things, and that there is a lot of place for you to grow, a lot of place for you to make experiences, new experiences, and to learn from them. The Pages always are in a learning position, and they often get help or offers from the outside to be able to learn, to be able to grow, to be able to develop themselves. So that's a very good card, and it brings actual change. The Pages do bring actual change, and they bring a fresh new energy, something that feels young, that feels youthful, and that feels new. And we have a lot of newness here with the Fool and the Page of Cups, and a lot of forward movement, even though there is still some holding back here on a mental plane. Most of it's on a psychological level more than an actual one. So psychologically, sometimes you might feel like, or mentally, you're not catching up to where you actually already are. Subconsciously, with the High Priestess here, there's a lot of extended cards that came out, and this one in the German reading, it came out as the second card, and the first card was not even opened. So this is your card, the High Priestess card, and it is subconsciously with you. You're very much in your element, and you always have, and through this whole period coming up, you always have this deep intuition and this deep knowledge and this deep knowing that you are on the right path, that you are at the right time, at the right space, and that you know how to maneuver yourself through certain situations without having all the facts. Just by your intuition and just by also your psychic understanding, I have to say, of certain situations and of your own journey, because this is very much about your own journey and feeling what's right for you, feeling how this growth, this new situation is right for you. I think you have a very good radar system with you, and it works very subconsciously, so you'll be fine. It will bring you into situations. That doesn't mean that it won't be, just because situations feel unclear doesn't mean that you're in the wrong situation or in the wrong position, you know. And I see that you really want to go into more clearness of situations here with the Justice card, into more like absolute truths, or into your truth, into what's right for you, being very honest with yourself, being very clear with yourself, also with others. This is the Justice card, and as a confirmation, the Seven of Swords in reverse came out. So no more lies, no more hiding, no more holding back the truth, no more holding back facts. Really bringing everything that is known, that is really factual knowledge to the surface, and bringing it into a situation to be able to judge a situation. And I see that you're very much on that streak, and that is amazing, because when a Pisces or water sign is in that energy, it's very strong, because you still do have the intuitive, emotional and sensitive energy with you. So when those two energies are combined, then you're very, very powerful. And I love that the Seven of Swords in reverse came out, because that really means no more holding back of truths, no more holding back in communication, maybe even. This is very clear communication. This is also trying to do the right thing with the Justice card. This is trying to make the right decisions for you and for others, with considering also all the sides of a problem, and people who are part of a problem or a situation. So you're not just like thinking about yourself, you're thinking about the whole situation and all the people involved. There is a lot of people here in this particular spread. I'm not gonna, mention every sign, because it basically most of the signs are present here, but there is specifically a lot of people. So it might be a year or a couple of months where you also have to deal with a lot of interaction with people, where it can be a lot about relationships with people in general. And it might bring you into situations subconsciously where you often feel like, or every once in a while, it depends, you are in a position where you have to do the thing, where you have to judge from more sides, where you have to really look at a problem from different sides, at a situation from different perspectives, and figure out the right way to move forward, and also find your peace in that. Here with the Two of Swords as well, even though a situation or a problem might have two sides to it, and there is not necessarily a clear singular way to move forward. You still have to move forward and make peace with how you perceive that situation. And that might sometimes be a challenge, I think, because it often might feel not authentic, or it might feel like you're maybe even not showing yourself fully, or you're not acting in your beliefs. With the Star card in reverse, I feel like there might be subconsciously sometimes the feeling that maybe you don't feel understood, you don't feel fully seen, you don't feel fully perceived. That can very well be also out of a situation where you kind of have to look at the problem from different perspectives, and people might have a hard time like grasping your essence, or you feel like people might have a hard time grasping your essence, therefore, which is fine, you know, that's a very Pisces thing anyway. So you understand that the self is very, it's a very fluid thing. Because from the outside and external influences, we have the Four of Pentacles here, and this is a card that talks a lot about letting go, maybe letting go of relationships with you, maybe, or not holding on to something. Of course, Four of Pentacles can also be holding on too much to something, or being too strict, too rigid. It's always the too much when it's in reverse for me. So it can be holding on too strict to something, but it can also be like just letting go, or being I want to say passive aggressive even in this case. For some reason it comes through. The Star and the Four of Pentacles here, they touch each other, so it has to do with you not feeling understood maybe, or you not feeling seen, and therefore the person or the people surrounding you, it doesn't have to be one person, we're going to look at one person a little later, people therefore maybe distance themselves, or they are holding back, they are not giving into your direction. That could very well be. So don't get too irritated by that, because this is part of your development emotionally. With the Page of Cups here, just kind of also trying to get over those people. You know, she's walking away into this Eight of Wands situation here. And the Eight of Wands here represents the fears and hopes. So Eight of Wands in this position, I think there is a sense of I think fear, yes, it can be a fear, it can also be just a little bit anxious, being a little bit anxious about too fast movement into a direction. So now that you feel a change, maybe you might subconsciously get scared, like, oh, now I really have to do something new, and I really have to, and things are gonna happen fast, and a lot of things are gonna happen at the same time, and there is like this kind of like electricity to it, and can I handle it? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I think what is difficult still, where you're like having a hard time what you cannot handle maybe, or what presents itself here in the spread, is the Ace of Cups in reverse as a key card. So there is still a topic where there is a difficulty to really open yourself up to a new way of experiencing things emotionally, and really seeing this as a chance to go a different path, to love a different way, to accept love in a different way. This is going to be the next couple of months for you to really work deeper into that. Ace of Cups is still in reverse, so I think you might cling to people from the past. That could be very well the case. There might be hope that there is something reinitiated maybe with a person from the past. Things will definitely feel different with the Page of Cups in Page of Cups here upright. But with the Ace of Cups in reverse, we often restrict ourselves from love. We often don't allow ourselves to be fully loved, and don't allow ourselves to fully love ourselves first and then somebody else. So there is still a growing process here of overcoming fear when it comes to picking a fresh new path when it comes to love that is not so much oriented in the past and not so much copying old cycles. So this is something, there is a work of awareness to be done here in this situation. I will draw one advice card. These are the literary witches cards. This is female writers and also symbols. So let's see what's coming out. If a writer is coming out, I will look up a quote. And if a symbol is coming out, well, then I'll work with the symbol. Chicken. Speaking of fear. Well, I don't think there is much more to say to that, you know. There is fear involved. That's a term we use in English language that is a symbol for fear. But also a chicken can talk about, of course, fruitfulness, being very fertile, that there can be a new way, can be very fertile, that you probably don't know how much you could grow or how much there could grow in a new emotional direction when it comes to love, and that there is a lot of fertility there. And it talks about also the hen-egg problem. What was there for me? That's what comes through for me. What was there before, the hen or the egg? So there is maybe a need to go look deeper for answers in different places, because it seems like there is you might be revolving around a problem where there is no answers anymore in that place. It's like the chicken and the egg question, you know, you can ask that forever. So, but it's probably the egg, in my opinion. I don't know, it's just, I don't know. It is just yeah, it is a question, there is no real answer to it, and that's maybe part of a situation here, that we look for answers in places where there are none. Very much with the Six of Swords in reverse here, that would resonate with this card very, very much. So, okay, that is the first part of the reading. Second part, I will pull some Rider-Waite cards, and I will look at a situation, love situation, if you have a particular person in mind. Also, if you may be thinking about opening yourself up to love, then this is what you would draw in right now. Or it is really, if you're not really looking for a person or love, this could just be also a conflict within yourself, with a relationship with yourself, or any other relationship that is surrounding you right now. It doesn't have to be a love relationship, but of course the focus will be on love relationships. So let's see. Wow, okay. Page of Wands in reverse is here the center of this connection. Well, Page of Wands in reverse, you know, that's a very, very passion gone wrong kind of situation from both sides. This is what connects both of you. So there is a lot of ego involved from both sides. Everybody wants it their way, nobody gets it their way. It's kind of immature, to be honest with you. I'm not sugarcoating these you and the person readings, because there is just no point. Okay, you are at the point where it seems like an old person or a situation from the past playing into the situation where there was no hope for fulfillment and a difficulty to really manifest the emotional happiness, even though the picture is there in a way, but I think it's hard to actually really feel the vibe. It's easier to imagine the vibe, and you're just not feeling the vibes here. Pisces is not feeling the vibes. Well, you know it best. This other person, okay, they feel like, okay, we've been through so much, or I've been through so much. Understanding in a way, looking at the situation, that there is this weird tie break where both of you want something kind of unattainable and immature and non-realistic, and it's more like an ego and passion thing than it's actually real emotions. And this person, I mean, they understand what they've been through. They understand how they got here, and how also they are exhausted. At the same time, they understand that they fought for being here at this place, and they're now, it seems like a little bit of an assessment here and trying to draw strength out of that. So with the Nine of Wands, we also can draw a lot of strength out of that card, because we've come so far already. So there is a lot of strength in all those experiences that we've made. That's strange, they don't want to come out. Cards don't want to come out. It's interesting. So yeah, they really did fight for what they wanted. They really stood their ground in the past, and felt like also they had to fight against more different opinions from more different sides. You've been, at this point in the timeline, you've been, or you have not rested enough. I think that there was no time for you to really gather your thoughts. Maybe you've recovered from something. Maybe there was something. Maybe you've even recovered from heartbreak, and there is an exhausting element, that you're mentally very exhausted here, and there was really no time to recover. So that's what happened here in reality. Let's see what the subconscious stuff, because it's interesting that it's all coming out in one line. Normally when I do this reading, it's very random. In this spread, cards come out very random. But there is everybody knows what's going on, and everybody has seen what was going on. Five of Pentacles, well, okay. Heartbreak. You guys, I think there's both of you, if this is a new person, more side of you, or old situation, there is a recovery right now from a heartbreak that you're going through. This other person, other side, feels left out. Subconsciously, they are not admitting it. They're fighting through it, but they definitely do. Because in the past, they thought they can make this happen, and they fought for it, but it kind of did not, I think, manifest the way they wished. And for you, there was really a lot of a wrong assessment of a situation. Subconsciously, maybe you didn't feel. There is definitely, with the swords, an indication that you did not really go into the situation with a lot of logical, or it was difficult to find the logical standpoint, difficult to find the clarity, which now you have here with this Justice card, it's here, the Justice card is in reverse in the subconscious, so I don't think you were aware. It was also maybe out of exhaustion, out of mental exhaustion, maybe from different areas of your life. It doesn't even have to do with the relationship situation here. But then in the next step here, there was definitely a disillusionment subconsciously. It seems like you've been drawn out of a dream state or of a confusion state, and therefore this realization that it's hard really to attain this happy picture here in relationships with this person, or this image that you maybe have created, it's not very real emotionally. It's hard, it's kind of hard to really attain that. And I mean, there is frustration in that, and and there might have been a breakup here, therefore it seems very much like a breakup situation, because all the things come from the past. Yeah, you moved on. It's an old breakup situation, because I think you've now already moved on to this situation. The breakup has happened before. Moon, yeah, very deep stuff. Six of, okay, wow, okay. Well, difficult, because we have the Six of Cups here. This other person understands that you are very close, that there is a very close connection, that there is deep feelings, there is a lot of pleasure in this relationship that you can give each other. But at the same time, there's this toxic element to it. So there is an overdoing of things. There is some sort of being bound to a situation, being bound to a certain way of how things need to be. Maybe also the giving and taking resources might be a situation here where there is conflict, because this is your higher consciousness, you're both this higher consciousness understanding, well, there needs to be an equal give and take, and there needs to be fairness, and there needs to be a balance in giving and taking resources. You don't want to, I think you're at the point where you really don't want to invest in a new path with this. And you've gone very, very deep with this, and you've let yourself go very deep when it came to understanding, because that here with the Moon card, there is the understanding that you cannot really solve this logically right now, and that some things here are still a mystery and remain a mystery to you in this certain connection. And with the Ace of Pentacles, I think there's the understanding that you don't, and with the Ten of Cups in reverse and with the Seven of Cups in reverse, that there has been a lot of disillusionment here on your side, and there is an understanding that you really are not ready to invest into a new long-term path with this person. So, but this is fair. I feel like this is fair, because now it's balanced out. This person can also have maybe a bit malicious energy consciously, so that they kind of have a controlling element to them that they do use very consciously. They are aware of it. Doesn't mean that they think it's a good thing, but they might be very aware of also their own dark side. At the same time, strong soulmate connection here. That's what they think, at least. But I think you too, because we have the Moon card here, and that's a very deep connection as well. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see you planting a new seed So something new can grow here, and I think that's probably a good thing. This person is feeling left out because they feel like, I think they have fought for a situation that did not come together and that did not bring you happiness or the situation happiness. There's really a fight of the ego, of a very young ego, childlike ego from both sides, and you're together here going through balancing act where you might relive wounds from a very young age, because here six of cups and 3 of swords is often for me very young, also childhood trauma. That is about how much do I give into something and how much do I gain back. And there's definitely a big learning process here, but right now I don't see that you really want to go into this again. So yeah, thank you Pisces for being here, for listening, and please subscribe, like, comment if you like my readings. Check out the description box for private readings and for all the information you need, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye.